Okay, what's up everybody? I am Sinegugu and I just thought I should come back to this channel because I have been MIA for a while, and I think I did apologize for that in my previous video, or it's gonna be my next video, one of them though, but it is a makeup video that's coming up next. And I just thought that I should start off with study tips and study motivation for anyone who's writing, because I know that a lot of people are writing, from university students and matriculants in pretty much all of high school and varsities and colleges. Now, I'm not saying I know the like ins and outs of studying. I don't. Like, girl, I feel like I just made it through varsity. I didn't get all the best distinctions or anything like that, not at all. Also, please do excuse my lighting. I am recording at night and I don't have a ring light yet, so life is trash. Anyway, guys, it's so hot. Sorry, I don't have those like fancy fans to like. Don't guys pickles long. And guys pickles. Anyway, so I'm gonna be reading off of my journal. I just wrote down like some study tips on like different things, how to make yourself more comfortable prior to studying and during study, and then afterwards. You know, hopefully that then eases you guys through it. And if I keep drinking water, I'm sorry. It was 36 degrees today. It's very hot. I need to keep myself hydrated. So just to start this video off, I just think that one of like the most important things is to first of all choose a space that you know is going to be very conducive for your studying, a space that you know it will be quiet. And if it means like for example, I have a cousin of mine who keeps on going over to a family friend of ours because her house is more quiet and she lives alone, so that normally works best for her, and she's currently doing matric, so she does need the quiet since we live in a house of like 7 or 8 people. So first things first, I think that choose a space that is conducive to your productivity, for you to actually understand what you are studying and just to have that quietness, and for you to, if you're a person who studies out loud, then you have that space to do that. And second of all, I think that you should make sure that your area, now like once you've chosen the room or the space or whatever, you have it tidied up and it is conducive for you to study, and that the place where you are studying is organized. Now, not everyone is going to have the luxury of having a table in their room and everything, but even if it's on the floor, before you start studying on that floor, take out your stationery and just place it on the floor next to you or on the couch or wherever. And obviously, like, don't turn on the TV, don't use your phone and all that, because obviously that's just gonna further like distract you. So once you've done that, you set out your highlighters, your pens, your pencils. Even if you just have like a small pencil case, pity I don't have one with me now, but you just have like a small pencil case with all these different things that you're going to need, and make sure that all these things do work. And set out your notes, like your exam pads. Sorry, I just got distracted by my cousin. And set out all these different things that you are going to need, you know, because obviously like you are most likely going to need exam pad or a notebook or a journal or anything that is useful or productive for you to help you study better. So have something to write on, basically, because I know it myself, I never used to write everything when I was actually studying, because I used to take most of my notes in class. So that could be a third or fourth, I don't know what number I'm on, I think it's a third tip. Basically, like, preferably take your notes prior to the exam period, and don't just wait for like a few days before the exam to start studying everything and start noting down everything. It's not fair on yourself, nor is it fair on, I don't know, just your own time, your own sanity, your own emotional stability, because guys, studying can actually be a very emotional thing. Now, another point is that you must actually like set aside a time when you will be studying. So you must be like, okay, cool, I come home at 1 o'clock, perhaps I'm gonna take like a break for like an hour, or a nap for an hour, hour and a half, 2:30 to 3. you must definitely like start studying, you know, especially like if you have an exam coming up soon, or even if you don't have an exam, but it's good for you to just come home, relax, wind down, but then you need to not completely like get out of like that motion of being in school, being with books, being with anything like that. So I think that that would be very helpful to you. So even if it means you must set an alarm on your phone, then definitely do that and set an alarm for 3 o'clock. And once you've already set that alarm to actually start studying, don't forget to set alarms of when you need to set breaks, right? So that you don't have to keep on checking your phone or checking your watch. And if you need to check the time, get a watch, okay? Because it helps you be less distracted than a cell phone. Because a cell phone, you might start seeing notifications coming through. You might start seeing messages or missed calls or whatever, you know. So you don't want any of those unnecessary distractions. So make sure that you know exactly what you want to study before that. What is my phone doing, guys? Sorry, start popping up things. Anyway, as I was saying, make sure that you know exactly what you want to study prior to that time. So you probably will need to have taken at least 5-10 minutes before that time to at least just mark those pages or sections that you need to cover within that day. And you must have a end goal, you know. You must have an end goal of how much you need to study, and just like pace yourself, you know. Don't just take a or any subject for like granted simply because you say, well, I know the subject, well, I'm good at this. Even if you're good at it, just go back and just revise and just take your time to get more understanding. Because what I learned is that even when I did have so much understanding of a subject, you still found those sections that you had a bit of confusion in. I mean, if you're not getting 100%, then yes, you know the subject, but you don't have full understanding of it. Like, you know what I mean? So, and you still make silly mistakes where instead of saying, I don't know, guys, I don't know. I barely remember things from high school, okay? I just breezed through high school. I needed to get out, get my Lucy. Don't guys, my Lucy is long. Yo! I don't know. My certificate though. My matric certificate. I don't know if it's a GED or FET. Whichever one it is. So yeah. Anyway. And then another point is that you must always have snacks and water. Especially water and other healthy liquids. Now, I don't advise drinking all these energy booster things, like for example too much Powerade. I'm not saying completely like cut it out, but especially like if you're much younger, don't make it a habit. So have liquids around constantly. Don't make coffee a thing for your life. If you can avoid coffee, please avoid coffee, because guys, we're all a bit young. Unless you're in varsity, then sharp, I get you. I think BioPlus, in as much as it is a energy supplement, it also is like a vitamin thing. So it's like killing two birds with one stone. You're getting your vitamins in, you're staying awake. So get healthy snacks. I know that nuts are good for you. Grapes, any like fruit or anything healthy. Don't start snacking on Maynards, guys. That's just not gonna help you. Don't start. Oh, look at this lighting. Oh, thank you, advert. Sorry, there's a TV in the background. But if you guys are snacking on anything, try to buy healthy healthy snacks first. I know, like, you normally get like these small packets by Safari, where like they sometimes have dried fruit. Now be careful of their dried fruit things, because a lot of them are very sugar coated and they are overly processed. So it also somewhat defeats the point. Get the like natural ones. And I know that Fruit and Veg is very good at supplying those. If you don't have a Fruit and Veg, I think at is it just Pick and Pay? I'm not sure if it's just Pick and Pay, but I know that like these like health food stops and Woolworths and them have those things, right? And if you can't get dried fruit, because dried fruit does get a bit expensive, then just eat regular fresh fruit. It tastes better anyway. And yeah, and then I just want to go into like notes and like the books. Now, once you're actually studying, what I found for myself to be useful, I think I use this like most of like my like high school life, is to have a glossary, right? A glossary is like a young dictionary of like what things mean. Okay, also that is bad English of a young dictionary. It's like you can literally make a page at like the back of your notebook, because I know that like if you have an example oh sorry, I just closed my notes, like an exam pad or whatever book it is that you're using. So, and don't use the same exam pad or the same book for every single subject, guys, unless you don't start tearing out pages and filing them. Then that works. But if you're not, it's not going to help you, because then you don't know what section is which, and then don't do that to yourself. Don't play yourself. Have a glossary, and for example, if you don't understand a certain word, you just go back to those pages and try and keep it in alphabetical order. Now, of course, that's not necessarily always going to be the case, because some words pop up like along the way, like while you're studying, and then you want to put them in. So that definitely does happen. We are not perfect people. We are not the creators of the dictionary, guys. We are not those people. So, for example, if you don't know what a mitochondria is, you put that in. I do not fully remember what it was, but there, if you don't want to, are they called ribosomes? Sorry, guys. The only thing popping into my mind right now is biology, because I kind of liked it. That was about it, and then I left it in matric. But as collabo, guys. But so even if like you're in varsity and like you're studying psychology, first write down the basics. For example, even if like for example, like I know with psychology, there's a lot of theorists. So even if you put Freud and then you put, okay, he did this theory in this year, and even if like you don't necessarily like explain that theory completely, because that's the point of studying and not just the point of the glossary. So you can say Freud did this theory in 19 whatever, and then you can say Sigmund is Freud. What am I saying? And then you can say Vygotsky did this, and then, you know, like all these different people, and then you can just write down the theories that they did and the year in which they produced it, or they came about that theory and whatnot, and then you go to that. And if it helps you, you just color code things, you know, then you know, okay, green is biology, or just this section of biology, and you know what I mean, like use different colored highlighters. I was a very visual person like all my life, because I'm a right brainer. I cannot left brain for the life of me, so school was a bit difficult, you know, but I tried to make with it what I could. So anyway, and then you must focus on each section as it is. Don't try to multitask, especially girls. Girls, we need to stop lying to each other saying that we are the queens of multitasking. Guys, I feel like I'm sweating. Like, wow. Like, yes, we can multitask, but you need to get to like, I'm sorry guys, I can't. So like you need to get to like a certain age or level of maturity for you to be able to functionally multitask, you know what I mean? So don't think if you're in matric or grade 11 or whatever, you've made it and now you can multitask. That is not going to help you. That is simply going to be counterproductive, because you're going to be dabbing from section to section. One moment you're doing the heart, the next thing you're doing the brain, the next thing you're doing plants, next thing you're doing animals, next thing you're doing the skeleton. That's not going to help you. Focus on that section and master that section at that time, and time yourself, you know what I mean? Like pace yourself. So don't simply try to cover the entire curriculum of whatever it is that you are studying in one day, you know what I mean? Even with business studies, people take it for granted. There's a lot of theory, and a lot of those things overlap, and it's easy to just confuse one for the other, right? I take business theory very much like psychology. Freud, guys, ukhona ndawo yonke, and uyandina, in fact, But that's not the point. You know what I mean? Because I remember when I was still doing education, Freud showed up. In psychology, Freud was there. Sociology, Freud, like uzotini. Anyway, like, yeah, so it's easy to confuse theories and easy to confuse theorists as well, and dates and times, especially with like very literal subjects like history, business studies, consumer studies, psychology, sociology, pretty much most varsity subjects. I think subjects that are like filled with numbers and formulas are not as theoretical, because I know when I did psychology and we're doing, what is this thing called? Guys, it wasn't calculus. I forgot the name, but I hated that section. That's all I remember. We were doing numbers and stuff. No, I still can't remember. So I scroll up, guys. And then you must give yourself time before the exam. Do not simply want to now rush studying that certain section, because guys, studying is time. You didn't learn that work in one day. You learned it over a period of 6 months. You learned it over a period of 10 months. You know what I mean? And don't think you're gonna conquer in one day what you learned in months, because you're gonna be playing yourself. Studying is difficult, and for you, like, just for you to avoid unnecessary like psychological breakdowns and like problems of the psyche, guys, like depression, anxiety, stress, avoid studying the night before. Avoid studying 2 days prior. Give yourself time, and each of us, I think we are mature enough to know, you know what I mean, like how you personally study and how you personally can function and how much you can take. And pretty much that's what I wanted to say. Oh, and one thing, guys, please don't forget to rest. Okay, resting is important. Don't forget to eat. Don't be these people who say, oh no, I forgot to eat. No, your brain needs food. Food is not just feeding the body. Okay, it's not just gonna make you thick. It's not just gonna make you sexy. It's gonna feed this thing. Okay, don't feed your brain sugar. Feed your brain healthy things. Okay. Snack on Movite. Guys, Movite carried me through matric. Do you know that? And guys, Movite, hey, 1 o'clock in the morning, I find myself falling asleep. Did you know what? Movite is going to do the things for my life, because I've never really been like a sugar person, because but I put sugar in a lot, like different things. Not a lot, but like necessary things. But that collab again. Do not play yourself. You need to rest. Okay, when you need to rest. I would normally say take a break every hour. So for every hour you take a break for every hour you study, you must take 5 to like 10 minutes break, right? And even if it means you must set an alarm for that, then do that. Just like you set yourself an alarm for when you must start studying, then set yourself an alarm for when you must stop studying, you know. And yeah, now when I say take a break, I don't mean go watch TV for like 5-10 minutes. No, don't start texting your friends, because you start texting, the conversation is gonna go on non-stop. Take a walk, like just relax your body. Like the point of taking a break is for you to actually stand up, is for you to actually move around, and like you don't to stretch out your body and your muscles and all of that, you know what I mean? So don't play yourselves, and keep yourselves hydrated. So that's about it. And this video was actually inspired by Liema. I feel like all my videos are inspired by Liema. She's just really cute. And yeah, and also like since like my own cousin is just currently matric and she's studying, doing physics, it could never have been me, guys. I left physics in grade 10. After grade 10, I was like, Jesus, give me 50% to pass and let me go on to matric and live my best life in business studies. Okay, Thank you, business studies. I got myself a B plus, and I was happy, guys. Okay, I was happy. Anyway, so I hope that helps some of you guys with your studying. I hope it motivates you guys. I'm not about to show my report card. Is it called a report card? My certificate, yeah, my matric certificate. I don't think it's necessary, but yeah, I passed, guys. I made it to varsity. I got a degree. Please trust me. 10 minutes, guys. Okay, I might not look that trustworthy, but trust me. Okay. Also, I'm just getting like sweatier and sweatier. Anyway, from my heart to yours, nothing but love and light, and good luck, you guys. Don't forget, put God first, and everything else is gonna work out. Okay. But now that does not mean you simply just leave it all up to God. No, you study. Okay, there are plenty of verses in the Bible, and my pastor recently has been preaching about paying the price. Okay, you need to pay the price for your studies. Just like you pay the price for them jeans, you're gonna pay the price for your studies. Got it? Okay. Don't forget to comment, like, share, and subscribe. I love you guys so much.